Hello Kitty, Bilbo Baggins, and the Pope walk into her office and Hello Kitty says to the Pope, if you tell me a really bad joke, I'll give you the Holy Grail. So the Pope says, Ariel, Hirohiko Eriki, and Bilbo Baggins walk into a disco and Ariel says to Bilbo Baggins, if you tell me a repetitive joke, I'll give you a way to end this joke. So Bilbo Baggins says, Spider-Man, Big Bird, and Hirohiko Eriki walk into a firing range and Spider-Man says to Hirohiko Eriki, if you tell me a bad joke, I'll give you $10. So Hirohiko Eriki says, Ariel, 02, and Bugs Bunny walk into a Chuck E. Cheese's and Ariel says to Bugs Bunny, if you tell me a long joke, I'll give you the Holy Grail. So Bugs Bunny says, 02, Rosa Parks, and Shrek walk into a Applebee's and 02 says to Shrek, if you tell me a random joke, I'll give you 8 rupees. So Shrek says, Fidel Castro, Churchill, and Sonic walk into an ale salon and Fidel Castro says to Sonic, if you tell me a boring joke, I'll give you the Holy Grail. So Sonic says, Churchill, Anakin Skywalker, and Fidel Castro walk into a Chinese restaurant and Churchill says to Fidel Castro, if you tell me a timeless joke, I'll give you a high five. So Fidel Castro says, Roosevelt, Fidel Castro, and Thanos walk into a Applebee's and Roosevelt says to Thanos, if you tell me a gluten-free joke, I'll give you a soda drink hat. So Thanos says, Pac-Man, Lincoln, and Weeklylight walk into a fruit stand and Pac-Man says to Weeklylight, if you tell me a recursive joke, I'll give you a dirty sock. So Weeklylight says, Plato, Shrek, and Patrick Star walk into her office building, and Plato says to Patrick Star, if you tell me a meter joke, I'll give you a high five. So Patrick Star says, Stalin, Tony the Tiger, and Aquaman walk into a Walmart and Stalin says to Aquaman, if you tell me a recursive joke, I'll give you $5. So Aquaman says, Miley Cyrus, Stalin, and Chester Cheetah walk into a pub and Miley Cyrus says to Chester Cheetah, if you tell me a finite joke, I'll give you $5. So Chester Cheetah says, Kim Jong-un, Hello Kitty, and the Pixel Lamp walk into a Apple store and Kim Jong-un says to the Pixel Lamp, if you tell me a random joke, I'll give you the Krabby Patty secret formula. So the Pixel Lamp says, Jack Sparrow, Peter Griffin, and Ariel walk into a not so bad Chinese restaurant and Jack Sparrow says to Ariel, if you tell me a recursive joke, I'll give you a soda drink hat. So Ariel says, Timmy Turner, Picasso, and Lenin walk into her office building, and Timmy Turner says to Lenin, if you tell me a old joke, I'll give you 2 tacos. So Lenin says, Ronald McDonald, Jack Sparrow, and Chester Cheetah walk into a Walmart and Ronald McDonald says to Chester Cheetah, if you tell me a timeless joke, I'll give you $3. So Chester Cheetah says, Obama, your dad, and Harry Potter walk into a not so bad Chinese restaurant and Obama says to Harry Potter, if you tell me a uncommon joke, I'll give you the Holy Grail. So Harry Potter says, Harry Potter, the guy, and Darth Vader walk into a not so bad Chinese restaurant and Harry Potter says to Darth Vader, if you tell me a wholesome joke, I'll give you 9 toenails. So Darth Vader says, Bush, Rosa Parks, and the Pope walk into a tunnel and Bush says to the Pope, if you tell me a long joke, I'll give you $3. So the Pope says, Lincoln, Timmy Turner, and Kim Jong-un walk into a pub and Lincoln says to Kim Jong-un, if you tell me a old joke, I'll give you a soda drink hat. So Kim Jong-un says, Tolstoy, Donkey Kong, and the Abominable Snowman walk into a club and Tolstoy says to the Abominable Snowman, if you tell me a timeless joke, I'll give you $1 million. So the Abominable Snowman says, Cookie Monster, your dad, and the Pixel Lamp walk into a not so bad Chinese restaurant and Cookie Monster says to the Pixel Lamp, if you tell me a gluten-free joke, I'll give you a soda drink hat. So the Pixel Lamp says, Kim Possible, the Pope, and Aristotle walk into a ongoing battle and Kim Possible says to Aristotle, if you tell me a fire joke, I'll give you 1 donut. So Aristotle says, Hitler, Kobe, and Aristotle walk into a Applebee's and Hitler says to Aristotle, if you tell me a long joke, I'll give you the Holy Grail. So Aristotle says, Peep the Frog, Tick and Sam, and Genghis Khan walk into a airport and Peep the Frog says to Genghis Khan, if you tell me a really bad joke, I'll give you a warm blanket. So Genghis Khan says, Harry Potter, Lightning McQueen, and the Pixel Lamp walk into a airport and Harry Potter says to the Pixel Lamp, if you tell me a repetitive joke, I'll give you 4,000 pesos. So the pixel lamp says, Squidward, Gordon Ramsay, and Donkey Kong walk into her office building, and Squidward says to Donkey Kong, if you tell me a bad joke, I'll give you a turtle. So Donkey Kong says, Yoda, just a cheater, and the pixel lamp walk into a firing range and Yoda says to the pixel lamp, if you tell me a boneless joke, I'll give you a dirty sock. So the pixel lamp says, 02, Charlie Brown, and Darth Vader walk into a stream and 02 says to Darth Vader, if you tell me a finite joke, I'll give you a burrito bowl. So Darth Vader says, Ronald McDonald, Peter Griffin, and Zelda walk into a firing range and Ronald McDonald says to Zelda, if you tell me a boring joke, I'll give you a wet blanket. So Zelda says, Peter Griffin, Zelda, and Bugs Bunny walk into a car dealership and Peter Griffin says to Bugs Bunny, if you tell me a tiresome joke, I'll give you $1 million. So Bugs Bunny says, Spoderman, Patrick Star, and Bilbo Baggins walk into a party and Spoderman says to Bilbo Baggins, if you tell me a boneless joke, I'll give you a turtle. So Bilbo Baggins says, Bilbo Baggins, Kim Jong-un, and Sonic walk into a party and Bilbo Baggins says to Sonic, if you tell me a timeless joke, I'll give you $1 billion Robux. So Sonic says, Hello Kitty, Genghis Khan, and Einstein walk into a stream and Hello Kitty says to Einstein, if you tell me a spicy joke, I'll give you 18 Bitcoin. So Einstein says, Thanos, Gordon Ramsay, and Buzz Lightyear walk into her office building, and Thanos says to Buzz Lightyear, if you tell me a rare joke, I'll give you a shiny pachirisu. So Buzz Lightyear says, Da Vinci, Peter Griffin, and Zelda walk into a Applebee's and Da Vinci says to Zelda, if you tell me a fire joke, I'll give you 3 kidneys. So Zelda says, Cookie Monster, Uncle Sam, and Hirohiko Araki walk into a car dealership and Cookie Monster says to Hirohiko Araki, if you tell me a common joke, I'll give you the Krabby Patty secret formula. So Hirohiko Araki says, Hirohiko Araki, the abominable snowman, and Elvis walk into a bar and Hirohiko Araki says to Elvis, if you tell me a recursive joke, I'll give you a wet blanket. So Elvis says, the pixel lamp, Pikachu, and Tony the Tiger walk into a Walmart and the pixel lamp says to Tony the Tiger, if you tell me a repetitive joke, I'll give you a dirty sock. So Tony the Tiger says, Timmy Turner, Ariel, and Yoda walk into a party and Timmy Turner says to Yoda, if you tell me a repetitive joke, I'll give you $1 million. So Yoda says, Cobe, Harry Potter, and Plato walk into a oasis and Cobe says to Plato, if you tell me a meter joke, I'll give you $10. So Plato says, Kim Possible, Einstein, and Obama walk into a strip club and Kim Possible says to Obama, if you tell me a spicy joke, I'll give you a shiny pachirisu. So Obama says, Walter White, Thanos, and Aqua walk into a pool and Walter White says to Aqua, if you tell me a random joke, I'll give you 18 Bitcoin. So Aqua says, Big Bird, the pixel lamp, and Elvis walk into a ongoing battle and Big Bird says to Elvis, if you tell me a long joke, I'll give you a beer. So Elvis says, Hitler, Cobe, and Magneto walk into a stream and Hitler says to Magneto, if you tell me a common joke, I'll give you 2 tacos. So Magneto says, Gordon Ramsay, Spoderman, and Roosevelt walk into a strip club and Gordon Ramsay says to Roosevelt, if you tell me a unkempt joke, I'll give you 9 toenails. So Roosevelt says, Bilbo Baggins, your dad, and Batman walk into a pool and Bilbo Baggins says to Batman, if you tell me a recursive joke, I'll give you 1 donut. So Batman says, the abominable snowman, your dad, and Hello Kitty walk into a tunnel and the abominable snowman says to Hello Kitty, if you tell me a outdated joke, I'll give you 2 tacos. So Hello Kitty says, Rosa Parks, Goofy, and Thanos walk into a party and Rosa Parks says to Thanos, if you tell me a timeless joke, I'll give you $10. So Thanos says, Hitler, 02, and Harry Potter walk into a stream and Hitler says to Harry Potter, if you tell me a boring joke, I'll give you 11 cents. So Harry Potter says, Orange, you glad you stayed to the punchline. and so Hitler gives 11 cents to Harry Potter, and so Rosa Parks gives $10 to Thanos, and so the abominable snowman gives 2 tacos to Hello Kitty, and so Bilbo Baggins gives 1 donut to Batman, and so Gordon Ramsay gives 9 toenails to Roosevelt, and so Hitler gives 2 tacos to Magneto, and so Big Bird gives a beer to Elvis, and so Walter White gives 18 Bitcoin to Aqua, and so Kim Possible gives a shiny Pachirisu to Obama, and so Kobe gives $10 to Plato, and so Timmy Turner gives $1 million to Yoda, and so the Pixel Lamp gives a dirty sock to Tony the Tiger, and so Hirohiko Araki gives a wet blanket to Elvis, and so Cookie Monster gives a Krabby Patty secret formula to Hirohiko Araki, and so Da Vinci gives 3 kidneys to Zelda, and so Thanos gives a shiny Pachirisu to Buzz Lightyear, and so Hello Kitty gives 18 Bitcoin to Einstein, and so Bilbo Baggins gives a billion Robux to Sonic, and so Spoderman gives a turtle to Bilbo Baggins, and so Peter Griffin gives $1 million to Bugs Bunny, and so Ronald McDonald gives a wet blanket to Zelda, and so 02 gives a burrito bowl to Darth Vader, and so Yoda gives a dirty sock to the Pixel Lamp, and so Squidward gives a turtle to Donkey Kong, and so Harry Potter gives 4,000 pesos to the Pixel Lamp, and so Peep the Frog gives a warm blanket to Genghis Khan, and so Hitler gives the Holy Grail to Aristotle, and so Kim Possible gives 1 donut to Aristotle, and so Cookie Monster gives a soda drink hat to the Pixel Lamp, and so Tolstoy gives $1 million to the abominable snowman, and so Lincoln gives a soda drink hat to Kim Jong-un, and so Bush gives $3 to the Pope, and so Harry Potter gives 9 toenails to Darth Vader, and so Obama gives the Holy Grail to Harry Potter, and so Ronald McDonald gives $3 to Chester Cheetah, and so Timmy Turner gives 2 tacos to Lenin, and so Jack Sparrow gives a soda drink hat to Ariel, and so Kim Jong-un gives a Krabby Patty secret formula to the Pixar Lamp, and so Miley Cyrus gives $5 to Chester Cheetah, and so Stalin gives $5 to Aquaman, and so Plato gives a high five to Patrick Star, and so Pac-Man gives a dirty sock to Weakler Light, and so Roosevelt gives a soda drink hat to Thanos, and so Churchill gives a high five to Fidel Castro, and so Fidel Castro gives the Holy Grail to Sonic, and so 02 gives 8 rupees to Shrek, and so Ariel gives the Holy Grail to Bugs Bunny, and so Spider-Man gives $10 to Hirohiko Araki, and so Ariel gives away to end this joke to Bilbo Baggins, and so Hello Kitty gives the Holy Grail to the Pope,